Hey foodies, JD here, and I'm back. And today, I'm trying some banh mi. For those that don't know, banh mi is a Vietnamese sandwich that usually consists of some sort of meat with a bunch of fresh vegetables and nice crispy bread. Although I know what it is, I've never had it before. Every time I go to a Vietnamese restaurant, I always catch myself ordering pho because I just love pho. So it's really hard for me to deviate from what I know. But today, there's a place where I live that makes nothing but banh mi. In fact, the place was really cute. It was a little, looks like mom and pop shop. They don't have any tables or chairs. It's only takeout. It's kind of like takeout food / grocery store. They had some Vietnamese snacks and drinks and stuff in their refrigerator. But their specialty is banh mi. And well, if that's all they make, it must be good. And to be honest, I looked on Yelp. The reviews were pretty good. And I said, you know what? If this is the time to try it, I'm going to try it right now. Now, of course, other than banh mi, there are some favorites that I really enjoy. For example, right here, some spring rolls. Ooh. And some Vietnamese egg rolls. With that being said, we have a lot to try, so let's get into it. Now, the first thing I want to try before anything else are these egg rolls. Because for one, they're warm and I want to try them warm. But I also want to make sure they're still crispy. Now, I don't know what's inside these, but when I ordered, it just said pork. But pork and what? It's gotta be more than just pork, right? So let's try it out. Let's see. Wow. That was a little surprising. For one, you must have heard that crunch. That was really crispy. But looking inside, looks like pork, glass noodle, and some carrot. What really surprised me though was the actual pastry that they made the egg roll with. It's got a kind of a sweetness to it, almost like cornbread. What? It's kind of weird to say, but yeah, I don't know if this is a typical egg roll like wrapper, but I like it. It's just different. I did not expect the sweetness. I'm thinking more like maybe like the Filipino lumpia. Maybe that's what I expected. And now that I think about it, and if this is how a traditional Vietnamese egg roll is, I might not have ever had traditional Vietnamese egg rolls. But hey, I like them. I like any egg roll. Doesn't matter what country it's from. The next thing I'm gonna try, spring roll. Now this is something I have had. Every time I go to a Vietnamese restaurant, I get pho, and I always make sure I get some spring rolls because for one, they taste super fresh and refreshing. And two, I love the peanut sauce that comes on the side. Now, if you can see the top, you can see 2 little shrimp and then also some pork. And the inside, what looks like some lettuce and some noodle. And I don't see it. It must be wrapped in here somewhere. But the refreshing aspect comes from like some mint sometimes. I don't know if it's in this one though. And then it's wrapped in this like clear rice paper wrapper, which adds a nice like springy texture to it. Here's the peanut sauce. I like to just straight up dip it in because I think it adds such a depth of flavor. And here we go. That peanut sauce is so good. So I don't taste any mint in this, but the lettuce and the whole combination is just so refreshing. And to be honest, this is one of the bigger ones I've ever had. Most of the time at Vietnamese restaurants, they'll take 2 of these, cut them in half, and that's usually your order. And it costs like, I don't know, between $6-7. This was 3 big ones for $9, which is about on par for what you would pay. But this is really good. It's nice and fresh too. I've always been a fan of the peanut sauce. I don't know what they do to it to make it like this, but you could really taste the flavors of the peanut. And for some reason, you would think like lettuce, noodles, pork, and shrimp with peanuts. On paper, it shouldn't work, but it just does. The richness of the peanut sauce just helps bring the whole dish together. I am such a fan. Obviously, if you have a peanut allergy, avoid this. Well, at least avoid the sauce, but don't avoid this. This is still really good on its own. The sauce just brings it to the next level. I'm gonna go in for another bite. And you always have to dip, man. You always have to get the peanut sauce. The peanut sauce is the star of the show here. Enough of the appetizers. let's get to the main reason why this video is being made. And that's for the banh mi. Now remember, I've never had this before. I've only known about them, but I've never actually had one. So I didn't know what to get. They had so many different kinds, like at least 10 to 15 different kinds of banh mi. I had to Google, like just literally I said, what are the most popular banh mi's? And you know, the restaurant had some of them and some they didn't. But I also got ones that kind of like I wanted to try. Like there was one that's supposedly really popular called the sardine. Maybe another day, but let's get the basics. So the first one I got is a combination ham and pork roll. Now it's hard to see the meat because you just have so many veggies on top, which by the way, look super fresh. And I'm curious, maybe you guys can answer this for me, but it looks like carrots, cilantro, is this onion? Yep, that's onion. Oh, raw onion. Okay, I thought it might have been pickled. No, raw onion. And I don't know if they put like a sauce in here. I don't see any. Well, anyway, it's not cut in half, so I'm just gonna go straight from the end. Wow, that was really good. Something surprised me though. I didn't see any sauce, but something tasted sweet. I don't know if maybe it's coming from the meat, but I don't think so. Unless, I'm gonna try this carrot. The carrots are pickled. The onion was not, but the carrots are. And that's where the sweetness comes from. Guys, this is really good. And the pork and the ham just looks like regular ham. I could be wrong about that, but the pork looks special. It's like a white, look at that. It's like actually cooked pork. It's not even like, I thought it was gonna be like a different kind of ham, you know, like an Italian ham or something. I don't know why, but. All right, so the problem is the first bite, at the end, there wasn't as much meat, but the second bite, it's sticking out, asking for me to bite it. So I'm gonna try again. So let me try this now. That time I got more meat, not as much veggie, and I gotta say, this is amazing. When I was doing my research, this is like supposedly the most popular cold cut sandwich. Now, if you don't like ham, you could just do the pork. If you don't like just the pork, you can do just the ham. I wanted to try both. It's really good. Now I'm gonna try a bite with everything mixed in, because the first bite was nothing but bread and veggies. The second bite was nothing but bread and meat. This next bite's gonna be bread, meat, and the veggies to see how it all tastes together. Guys, I'm really upset. I'm really upset because I'm mad that I haven't had this sooner. This is incredible. The combination of the fattiness of the pork, the saltiness of the ham, the sweetness of the pickled carrots, the sourness coming from like the onions, the freshness of the cilantro, the crispiness of the bread. This flavor combination is phenomenal. And the best part is if I don't eat this whole thing, which I really want to, because it's a cold sandwich, I could pop in the fridge, eat it later. I'm gonna save this because I have 2 more sandwiches to try. But first experience with the pork roll / ham combination banh mi, I am so beyond impressed. And this was only $9, which for California is really good because this is a big sandwich, guys. Like this is not a small sandwich, and $9 in California for something this good and fresh, unheard of. And I bet you because it's in California, it's more expensive, which means that this is probably even cheaper elsewhere. If this is indicative of what banh mi is like anywhere, the fact it's under $10 alone, like I would pay $10 for the sandwich. Banh mi, where have you been all my life? Let's move on to the next. All right, guys, the next sandwich I got was actually on Yelp, the highest rated sandwich and most reviewed sandwich. And this is the grilled barbecue pork sandwich. Same size, same toppings with the addition of a little jalapeno. So maybe it's got a little kick to it. I don't know. This bread feels softer. Maybe it's fresher, or maybe it's different because it's supposed to be like a hot sandwich because it's grilled barbecue pork. But enough talking, let's try this. Okay, right off the bat, I can tell you I don't like this as much as the other one. There are some positives to it, a lot of negatives. So the first bite, I got a lot of meat, not much veggie, which is okay. I know what the veggies taste like now, but the real difference here is the meat between the 2 sandwiches. Now it's the most reviewed, highest rated. I don't really see why. It had a very sweet marinade, similar to that of like a Korean bulgogi, not as sweet. You could definitely taste the grill, like charcoal or whatever they use to cook, but you could taste the grill marks. The biggest downside of the whole sandwich though is the meat itself is super tough and dry. It was very hard to chew. It was overcooked. I don't know if that was intentional, if how these grilled barbecue pork sandwiches normally are, but maybe they had an off day, I don't know. Because it was so overcooked, it really made chewing it unenjoyable. It was really tough, guys. It was very tough. I will not judge based off one bite. I will try again. This time I will get a little veg. Maybe the combination will make it taste better. All right, the vegetables brought this out of the gutter. Now it's good again. The second bite, the meat wasn't as bad. Maybe I just got like a really tough part of the meat. I don't know. But this time the meat was much more tender. The mixture of the vegetables adding that sour and sweet because it's pickled made it really good. It looks like I bit a little bit of the jalapeno, but I didn't even taste any heat. This is actually good again. Forget everything I said. On a serious note, I ate more of it off camera. It is actually really tender. The problem is, I think, you know, when you have a steak, sometimes you get that really tough part of the beef and you just kind of like want to spit it out. I think I got that. I just got unfortunate because that was literally my first bite. So it made a really bad first impression, but as I ate more of it, gave it more of a chance, got to mix more of the vegetables with the meat and the whole combination as it's supposed to be. The meat was actually tender, soft. I wouldn't say it was juicy, but it was very good. It's crazy how flavor combinations can completely change the dish 100%. All right, we're moving on to the last one. And this one is probably the one that I'm most nervous/excited about. This last one I got is a grilled chicken sandwich. And I'm not nervous because it's chicken. I'm nervous because for an extra 50 cents, I added pate. Or pate? I don't know. Essentially, it's like ground up liver. Now, why did I add that, you ask? So when I was doing some research, it looks as though pate is a very traditional addition to a lot of these banh mi sandwiches. And the first two didn't have it. It didn't even give me the option to add it. I guess they have like pre-made sandwiches, like this is how you have to have it. No additions, you know? This grilled chicken sandwich though, I could have added like more meat, more veggies, whatever. But then there was a little checkbox that said add pate for 50 cents. And I said, oh, okay, let's try it. So here it is. Again, looks the same as every other sandwich. The only difference here is that for one, it's grilled chicken, and two, it's got the pate. Now, I don't know if they marinate the chicken the way they marinate the barbecue pork. Only one way to find out is by eating it. One thing I could tell you is that this is a little bit soggier, pretty oily. The reason I went grilled chicken, although this was not the most reviewed or popular, this one had the most positive things said about it on Yelp. In fact, when I was at the store, there was a woman in front of me who ordered 3 of these grilled chicken banh mi's to go. I didn't hear her order the pate, but regardless, the fact she ordered 3 of the same sandwich must say something. Either she was sharing it, but if all her friends were gonna have one, why is everyone so in love with this specific sandwich? I guess we're gonna find out. Vietnamese grilled chicken sandwich with pate. Here we go. I can see why people like it. For one, the grilled chicken looks like shredded chicken. 2, it's marinated really well with some sort of sweet marinade. Again, I love the sweetness. Didn't really taste the pate. Then again, since I've never had it, I'm not sure what I should be tasting. This is definitely the best sandwich of the 3. Oh, there it is. Okay. The first bite, I didn't get any pate. The second bite, you can almost kind of see it. It's that like ground brown looking stuff. And it's not bad. It adds like a nice meatiness, a little bit of fat to it. It's actually really good. I can see why this sandwich is rated really well. That third bite, you got a huge chunk of the pate. It's really good. It adds like a nice saltiness to it, nice creaminess, good flavor combination. And then, of course, mixing it with the super, super sweet and sour pickled onions and carrots, like this fresh cilantro, the little heat from the jalapeno. This is all so good. So what did we learn here? Banh mi is amazing. For those that have never had it, I highly encourage you to try it. And for those who are on the fence about trying new things, be open-minded. You will never know what you're missing out on unless you try it. I kid you not, I was super scared to try this last sandwich because of the fact that it had ground up liver. Why would that be good? But guess what? It's really good. Guys, I'm getting full here. I've had an egg roll, spring roll. I've tried 3 different sandwiches. This is not the last time I'm gonna have a banh mi. Thank you, Vietnam, for allowing me to indulge in your culture and in your food. I love it. I'm gonna keep having pho. I'm gonna keep trying banh mi. And guys, if you're someone who knows Vietnamese food really well, please give me some recommendations. What else should I try that doesn't involve the classic pho or banh mi? What else is there that you recommend that I try? I wanna thank you guys for watching. Again, foodies, be open-minded, try new things, eat the world. Until next time, bye.